If you ask most people what the most important tool on a homestead is, they'd probably point to something like this right here, a tractor. And don't get me wrong, I love this thing. It's moved a lot of dirt, it's dug a lot of holes, it's dug a lot of trenches, it's moved a lot of logs, and probably saved my back about 1,000 times. But here's the funny part. This actually doesn't make my top 5 on the list. No. I know, I can already hear the angry comments. What kind of homesteader or farmer doesn't put his tractor at number 1? Well, one who uses these next 5 tools even more. So today, I'm sharing the top 5 tools I honestly use more or the most around here at Hartland Oaks. The top 5 things that I find myself using almost daily. And in another video, we'll talk more about the tractor. So number 1 on my list, that's the side-by-side. If I had to give up either my tractor or this thing right here, I don't know, I'd have to think for about a minute. Well, not really, it's not really that hard. That's how much I use this thing. I use this every single day. Every single day, I'm loading feed, I'm hauling fencing supplies, I'm carrying water, I'm transporting tools, I'm moving flakes of hay, I'm checking on the animals, you name it. I'm in this side-by-side all the time. Honestly, half the time it turns into my mobile toolbox. And let's be honest, doesn't anyone else's side-by-side eventually become storage on wheels? I use this thing, as I said, every single morning when I'm doing chores. Well, before I can introduce you to item number 2, I looked over and I heard little sexy Lexi here screaming. She must have been taking a nap and woke up and Mama's off grazing somewhere. So we'll stand with her before we go take her to her mama. But right here, number 2, battery powered drill. Can't live without this thing. So I use, I didn't mean to scare you, sexy Lexi. I use this thing all the time. I mean, I'm drilling holes with it. I'm building barns with it. I'm fixing fences with it. I just used it a few moments ago to put a roof on my deer blind and then put some walls up on my deer blind. I use this thing every single day. Now, I did choose to go with a DeWalt. It's a good quality thing. I try to do all my tools basically in the same brand. That way I can interchange these batteries. But this little guy has probably driven enough screws to build a small town. I'm a huge believer in building things with screws instead of nails whenever I can. They're sturdier. I can pull things apart easier and reuse the screws even if you're a cheapskate like me. And if you need to repair a chicken coop, drill. Building a rabbit cage, drill. Building a goat shelter, drill. Fixing a fence, drill. I use this thing all the time. This is probably the tool that I use the most. Well, besides for the side-by-side, I need that for chores. But this I use constantly. I don't know how I'd get by without this thing. Number 3, battery-powered circular saw. Now, here's one that surprises some people. My circular saw isn't even the same brand as my drill. I know, I talk a lot about using the same brand, talk about DeWalt, but it's not because I think that it's the greatest saw ever made, but because years ago I found an incredible deal on a combo kit with several cordless tools. Sometimes your budget makes decisions for you. And honestly, it's been a fantastic little saw. It could use a bit more power, but so far it has gotten the job done. It's built barns, it's built chicken coops, it's built goat shelters. It has done a lot of things for me. I've built rabbit hutches, I've repaired projects, I've repaired fences, pretty much everything around here. If this thing ever finally gives up, I'll probably then switch to a DeWalt so all my batteries match. because having 6 different battery systems is almost as frustrating as looking for a measuring tape that you literally had in your hand just a couple seconds ago and you don't know where you put it. That's annoying. But this, I don't have to dig out an extension cord. I don't have to look for power. I can just carry this around wherever I want. When I go back out to finish working on my deer blind, because I screwed some boards up, I'm gonna just go up and I'm gonna cut those boards right off. I don't have to worry about getting power out there because I got it right here. Number 4, gas-powered auger. If you've ever put in fence posts by hand, well, you know why this made the list right here. Yeah, I could have bought an attachment that went on the tractor. That would have been nice. That would have been helpful. But at the moment, when I first bought this farm, I didn't have a tractor, nor did I have the monetary means to afford a tractor with the auger attachment. So I went out and I bought this right here. Besides, this puts in holes pretty easy. I mean, unless the ground is super hard, this does the job. I can carry it around pretty easy. I can take it wherever I want. If I want a hole here, I just put it there. I want it there, I just put it here. I can pretty much put this any place I need to go. If I want to go in between some branches, want to go back in the woods, I don't have to worry about clearing a path. I just carry this, drop it where it needs to go. Put the gas in, pull the button here, pull it, boom. I'm putting a hole in before you know it. So, yeah, would the attachment for the tractor have been nice? Definitely. But this has gotten the job done. This has put in almost all the fence posts around here. And if you've ever used a post hole digger or a one-arm bandit, you know that is backbreaking, especially in the hard clay we have here. Not fun. This was a much better route to go. This is saving hours and hours and hours of digging. So yeah, this definitely right here makes my list for number 4. Number 5, tape measure or level? Honestly, I couldn't decide. So I'm cheating a little. See, the tape measure follows the old saying, measure twice, cut once. Because lumber is expensive right now, super expensive. Cutting it twice usually means buying it twice. And somehow, even after measuring twice, I still occasionally cut it incorrectly. I don't know how that works. I think my tape measure must have different numbers when I'm not looking. I don't know. I guess I just was never blessed with handyman skills. But I'm learning. I'm learning every day. But then there's the level. Nothing screams rushed. Nothing screams like I rushed this project. Quite like fence posts that are like leaning like this and the next one leaning like that. You want your fence posts not leaning in 6 different directions, basically is what I'm getting at. If you're putting in fence posts, you're building gates, you're setting up shelves, or pretty much anything that has to be halfway professional, a level is worth its weight in gold. So I'm calling this one a tie. They're both cheap. I just hate to build something that looks crooked. I don't know. I say that, but I just built my deer stand out in the woods and I didn't use a level. I didn't measure anything. I carried a few tools out there and I just pieced it together. And tomorrow I'm going back out there with a skill saw and I'm cutting off everything that's hanging over. But if you want to build a fence or something that everyone can see, you want to use the tape measure, you want to use the level. You got to do something. Now, I'm no expert. I really suffer when it comes to building anything square and plumb. I lack those skills. But knowing how long something needs to be to cut it is quite useful. Knowing if your fence post is straight up or down or your fence rails are level, that's useful. You got to have these things when you're building anything around the farm. And I use this small one because I can just stick it in a pocket. Tape measure you can put in a pocket, you can hang on your belt. Well, I say that as I can't put it on my belt. Carry these things with you all the time. So, number 5 or number 6, whatever it is you choose, it's got to be one of these 2 things. Weren't expecting that, were you? So those are my top 5 tools. I honestly use more than anything else here around the homestead. Number one, the side-by-side. Number two, the battery-powered drill. Number three would be the battery-powered circular saw. Number four, the gas-powered auger. And number five, either the tape measure or the level. You get to pick. Notice none of these are expensive. They're all easy to get by. Well, I say none of them are expensive. I guess the side-by-side is kind of expensive. But the other four, not so much expensive. And they are something that you're going to use quite often on the farm. The tractor, we're going to do a whole nother video on that. I may have jumped the gun and bought the tractor too soon. Living here in the countryside, I have some great neighbors, and they offered to let me borrow their tractor, one on each side of me, anytime I wanted. But frankly, I didn't know how to use a tractor, and I was kind of embarrassed to jump on theirs and try to figure it out. So I went out and bought one. We'll talk about that another time. Every single one of these tools saves me time. On a homestead, time is one thing you never have enough of. It's like I'm always busy. Again, we do a lot of other things on our farm to earn some income, so I'm not always here. When I am here, you know, I spend a few hours a day taking care of animals, but I'm always repairing something. So, again, time is big. Money's big. Now I'm curious, do you use these items on your homestead? Do they make your top 5? Do you have other items that you would suggest? I'd like to hear. I mean, because I'm always learning. If you have something that I need, something you think would really help me out, something I should research, feel free, drop in the comments. I gotta know, because I'm new to this whole farming thing. I've only been in it a couple years, and I was not a handy individual. I learn as I go. I usually have to build everything a couple times because I mess it up the first time. So, I guess with that being said, I'm gonna end this video. Hartland Oaks, signing out. We'll see you on the next video. Again, if you found this helpful at all, or you just like visiting my animals, I know there weren't many today, but usually there are, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, because that really helps us out with this YouTube stuff. I'll see you next time. Adios.